Hi, Angie. When you come over, I will teach you how to make mincemeat because I think your daddy would love it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
So you use that food processor to do what? Pulse the tomatoes?
Yes, they have to look like this. You can leave them chunkier, but I prefer it smoother, but they don't even really have to be all that uniform.
That's how much water drained off the tomatoes?
Yep, that's why you drain it, otherwise you have very wet mincemeat.
Okay, how long do you let it drain for?
I did that about an hour ago.
Okay.
And then I used my chopper. I don't think it's a Vidalia one, but it's very similar. And I chopped up my apples.
Okay.
And the recipe just says apples. Some people use tart ones, but if you use tart ones, you use a lot more sugar. So I used Max and Gala because they were both on sale this week. And I have 20 cups of tomatoes in here. And it has to cook for an hour with all the other ingredients. And here's my apples to go in. And as you can see, I am using my pressure canner pot because I don't have anything else big enough.
Well, yes you do. You got the turkey fryer.
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. It's full of applesauce.
I can't see into it either. So you cook this on low for about 2 hours. After you add the sugar. You can use brown sugar or Splenda. I like the brown sugar, or Splenda brown sugar, because it makes the mincemeat darker. And
But you could use real sugar if you didn't have a diabetic.
Yeah, you could use real brown sugar. And I'm supposed to add 6 cups of sugar to this. But to me that would be way too sweet. So I'm going to add 3 cups. And then I'll have my taste tester test it when it's almost ready, and if he wants it sweeter, I can add.
I hope that wasn't a brand new bag.
No. I used it for the applesauce yesterday. And I need 1.5 cups of white vinegar. Now, here comes my great measuring. I don't care for cloves, and the recipe calls for half a teaspoon of them, or a teaspoon of them. But we like ground allspice. So I have the allspice berries. Dawn ground it up, and I'll add I think that's about a teaspoon. I don't want it to overpower. And about half a teaspoon, well, a teaspoon of salt. And a good handful of cinnamon. You can never have too much cinnamon with apples.
Well, that's true.
Might as well finish it off. And nutmeg. I just grind the nutmeg until I feel like stopping.
I moved to try and get away from your hands, and you changed hands. You're good.
I'm right-handed. Okay, now I give this a good stir. And then I just let it simmer away for 2 hours, which I won't make you sit and watch. And then I add in, how many cups of raisins? 4.5 cups of raisins, and I use dark raisins. You can use the golden ones. I like the dark because it keeps the mincemeat dark. And then that is it for the ingredients. I don't add pineapple. I don't add anything citrus. The reason I made this is because I'm allergic to citrus and I love mincemeat. So now I get to have it.
You need an industrial size paddle to stir that.
But there, I'll get Dawn to bring you back when it's ready to have the raisins added to it.
Okay. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, dear.
This has been simmering for about 2 hours, and this is what it looks like. Now, I've got to add 4.5 cups of raisins to this, because as I said, I think I'm quadrupling the recipe. I'm not letting them soak at all because there's a lot of liquid in here and it will absorb from this instead. So 4.5 cups go in, and it stays cooking for another hour, and then in about half an hour I'll come out and taste it to see if it needs more sugar. I don't think it will, and I will can it up in a hot water bath canner. And I'd only do pints because that's all 2 people need, and it makes about 17 to 20 tarts. So
How about a mincemeat pie? I could like that.
they're too rich.
I like it.
Like I said, they're too rich. But I'll check it to see if it needs more sugar and add the 2 cups of butter that you put in to take place of suet from the old-fashioned one. And then when you go to make up the tarts and open the jar, you can add a swish of brandy to it, they say. But
Oh, goody. We'll have to go out and buy some brandy.
that is what my mincemeat looks like an hour before it's ready to put into the jars.
Okay.
So I will see you then. Bye.
Let me unplug.
Okay, this is the consistency of what it should look like. I let it cook for about 2 hours instead of 1 because it was way too wet. So I added a few more raisins and let it simmer away for 2 hours more instead of 1. And I couldn't get the camera to work, so I put in 8 500 milliliter jars in here already. And I think I've got enough for about 6 more. And that is my mincemeat.
Okay.
So, I hope you give it a try. If you like mincemeat, it's good. If you don't like mincemeat, it's even better.
Okay, what are the things you put in? Or are you
It's-
going to list them on the description?
I'll list the entire recipe on the description.
Okay.
And so there's Christmas dinner all set.